Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing on this Remembrance Sunday? I hope you all took time out of your day at 11 o'clock this morning and gave some thanks to the people who gave us our freedom, who died willingly to give us our freedom. And that's just such an important day. So just keep them in your thoughts during the day. It doesn't have to be for an hour. It doesn't have to be for 2 minutes, but try to bring the thought into your memory. Your freedom was given by those who gave their lives. Amazing gift that we can never repay them. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about a gift, a trade from the same person, but also a little bit about my love of all things jigged as far as knives go. So this could be a bit of a waffler. I don't know. I never know how long they're going to go because they're not scripted. So there you go. So first of all, please. Oh, just knocked my, let's get that out of the way. We can just get this usual Paddy organisation. Please like, subscribe and comment. It really helps my channel so much because I don't depend on any financial help from YouTube. I'm completely away from them now. So the subscriptions and the likes and the comments are the things that get my videos brought up on YouTube. And it's really important to me. And I really appreciate it. And just another wee thing down below, as you're going to hear now for a little while. And I hope people will maybe, once a month even donate a few pounds for a cup of coffee for Paddy. £1, £2, doesn't really matter. It's going to help me buying knives going on to the future of YouTube. Because, it enables me to have more choice about what I'm going to buy. I mean, I don't like to buy the cheaper knives now. Now, not that there's anything wrong with cheaper knives. I have a lovely collection of cheaper knives. Please don't, that's nothing at all to do with it. But I'm tending to focus more on the mid to higher mid-range knives that I buy now. Because in the world of YouTubing, for me, I couldn't stay down at that the lower range price range and have, at one stage I had hundreds of knives in that sort of low to medium price range. And I mean, obviously to keep a YouTube channel going, you have to rotate your stock. And I've rotated and traded most of them out. I've kept the ones I really like. So I have got content for my channel, but I'm constantly changing them. And when you're changing something you bought or whatever, you usually have to take a bath and that comes out of your pocket. So, but I'm very fortunate again, and I'm sort of explaining this because I've had companies, a lot of Chinese companies in the beginning, but a lot of companies now that have given me more expensive knives to review and be an ambassador for, which I'm truly grateful. I can't even keep all of them because the finances I get from, selling them or trading them is what keeps my channel going. I don't have endless funds. So if you could, there's a wee thing down below in the description where it says more, hit the wee down arrow and it'll give you that's my email. And it's also my PayPal number. If you'd like to donate £1, £2, just for a cup of tea for a wee Paddy, I'd be really, really appreciative. And for those that have already done it in this last week, I can't thank you enough. I'll put a list of all the names up who want to be. If you don't want your name to be up, certainly send a wee a message, don't want my name up, and I'll certainly not mention it, but I'll thank you now all the same. But yeah, it'd been nice to put people up. It's nice to see, and it's been really lovely to see more people in the UK that have been donating that couple of pounds. It makes such a difference. It's not something we do in this country, and we're sort of a bit hesitant to do things like that. But I really do thank you. And for my American and rest of the world viewers, you always surprise me, and you just make it so much easier for me. So thank you very much for that. Gosh, that went on. Thank God I had a knife out. I get quite embarrassed doing that. If truth be told, but it's sort of one of them things, I do love my channel. I love my knives. I have to rotate them because that's part of being a YouTuber, but it can cost a few quid, as most people know who collect knives. Anyhow, let's just forget about that. That's my groveling. That was nearly 5 minutes of groveling, but there you go. I traded for this knife up here, which we'll talk about in a wee second, and I traded with a lovely man. You'll know him as Norwich Balazs, I'm terrible at pronunciation, Norwich. I'm really sorry. I know that's not his main name, and I'm not sure. I haven't asked him if I can use that, but I will do. Um, so I met him at Sharp Show this year, and we sat down, and he brought in a lovely big box of his knives, some of his his collection. And what a beautiful collection. I had so much pleasure going through his collection. We just sat at a round table. There was a couple of us there, and we went through his collection. It was lovely to see that. Quite similar to me in what he collects. There was a lot of things there I either have, or whatever. It really has a lovely collection of knives. So really enjoy, and the fact that he took the time to bring them with him and then to show them to me was just amazing. Again, one of those humbling experiences. So I'd done a trade for this knife with him. When I came back, he gave me a text when we came back and we got talking, and he said a knife that he really wanted. And it just happened to be my favourite GEC knife, which is a number 86, the Twin Barlow in the beautiful red, natural coloured bone. With just contours on the bone, the natural contours. They hadn't flattened it. It was beautiful. But he gave me an offer on a knife that was worth, a fair few pennies more than what that was, which was very generous. And he's not the first that's done that. So there's lots of people I continually thank for helping the channel along. But even at that, wouldn't have normally the amount of people have asked to buy it and I've not let it go. I think it was because I was just taking how nice a man he was. And generous with his time with me. I just really, really appreciate it. And he's in the Facebook group that I belong to. So, I knew of him, but that was the first time we had actually had a face-to-face conversation, which is so much better for me because I'm not a typist. So, yeah, and what he done was he sent me the knife that I asked for. He also sent me sweeties. And I feel terrible because I sent him a knife in a box with a card. My little card with it. So, terrible, bad Paddy. But he sent me this as a gift. I don't know that he'd heard me talking about a neck knife. I've been talking about buying a neck knife. I have some smaller knives. This one I use at my desk. And I have a couple of that size. But I'd wanted a neck knife that I could just carry and use when I'm out the back or when I'm out camping. And he sent me this. Now, let me just talk about this sheath. This sheath is just phenomenal. I mean, look at the care taken on that welting. It is immaculate. I believe this is, what does it call it, saddle leather? It is gorgeous. And it has this clip over, the old-fashioned stud, not a button or, a popper. Look at that's how well it's sewn on. And it just holds the knife beautifully. I had it out with me yesterday and I was using it yesterday. The knife is perfect, but look at the thickness of that leather, and it's so well finished. Beautiful. Much prefer this than a Kydex sheath. Much prefer it. I mean, Kydex sheath is, yes, probably more easy to keep and look after, but oh my goodness, how could you not look after that? It is beautiful. And it was this, I think they call them Brissa now. It used to be the ones I have are Enzo PK, that's what they used to be called. This is that version. It's a small version, and it's in 12C27, which is the perfect steel for a little necker, but it's a good girth on it. I mean, I can't get all four fingers on it, but you don't need to get all four fingers in a knife this side. I am fully locked in. This knife is not going anywhere. Absolutely beautifully done. The grind, the Scandi grind is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I gave it a wee strop today after I used it yesterday out at the stump with wee Justin. So this really just made, it was over and beyond what he had to do. So I really do thank him for his generosity and kindness, and I really, really appreciate it. I mean, this is an absolute little treat, and it's exactly, in fact, I didn't know I wanted one as nice as this. I just wanted a wee necker, and I would have been happy with a Kydex, but to get this as a gift, oh my goodness, this will stay with me forever. This is just an absolute cracker. And he's got even the knotted paracord with it. I just adore it, Norwich. Absolutely adore it. Adore it. And Norwich's name, no, I'm not going to say it until I ask him to make sure. So this was what I traded for. And I traded generally, it was my favourite GEC. And I don't, absolutely do not regret it, because when you see this knife, this is my David Ravelin slip, which my posh knives goes into, because I think it's goat skin on the inside, very soft, and looks after the knife beautifully. I'll put that. This is the knife I got. Look at this. This is a Jeffrey Mitchell custom knife in CPM 154. Stainless steel bolsters. They're brushed. Backspring. Just beautiful. Fit and finish is absolutely stunning. I'm not going to go into prices, but it was more than my knife was. It's, you know, the prices are private. It is a stunner. And I believe he called this his trapper pattern, although we don't have the hump here. It is that shape. But look at that. It's a slanted bolster, but done in the most beautiful way. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. I just think it is blooming gorgeous. And look how much of the well is used. The blade tip is right up there. You're getting as much as you can. It's about 3 5/8. It's just a little bit bigger than the Boys 15 knife from GEC. Just a stunning, stunning knife. In fact, if I should show you, probably show you one that's more common, they're usually somewhere around. This is a case sodbuster. So it's very similar in size to the case sodbuster if you have one. In fact, it is, I think it looks nearly exactly the same size. So just for reference, that's the size it is. It looks smaller when it's in your hand, but then you put this with it, and it's just, it shows you the size of it. It is so neat, and it's got this lovely long pull that's really deep. You can get your fingernail right in there and open it up. But the walk and talk on this knife, it's just, listen to that closure, and it's right up the center. It just is stunning, and it's sharp. It's obviously a great sharpener, because even I'm a sharpener, but I'm not any great sorts. But this is as sharp a little knife as you'll ever want. And this, for me, is a full EDC knife. This would do me all day long, especially with that steel. I'm never going to have to sharpen it in the day unless something drastic was to happen. But the thing for me is this jigging. I, this year, have become a jigging, just greedy glutton, because I've so many. I'm going to show you a stack of knives that I bought in jigging this year, because although I've always loved my traditionals, this last couple of years I've just completely and utterly give my heart to them, and jigging is my favorite. But look at that beautiful hand jigging. That is just stunning. It's beautiful, and the die, that worn look, but the die is so beautiful and even all around the knife, and then the burnt center, which is just stunning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is a beautiful knife, and I know my knife is going to a good home, and I know you'll enjoy it, because it is such a lovely knife. And it's a GEC in 440C, which is just beautiful. So I am over the moon with that. And I'll be doing a video after I've used it a bit, and I've carried it, and let you hear what I think of it after use. But as looks goes, it doesn't get much, and this hump makes it incredibly comfortable when you're putting your thumb there. It just slopes down and just nails your thumb in there. I can get a full 4 fingers grip on it, which is why I like the Boys knife so much. It's as much knife as I need, and I can get a full 4 finger grip on it, that's what I want in an EDC. And CPM 154 is a powdered metal on a pocket knife. Overkill. But by gosh, it's nice to have it. It really is, because I can carry this I don't need another knife. I'll always have one, but that's because I'm a bit weird. But this will do me all day long. And I will carry this, and I will use it, because, again, that's kind of me. I'll not abuse it. I'll always have another one that I can pull out for rough work. And that's why I carry more than one knife most of the time. But a stunning, stunning knife, and I'm so happy to have it as part of my collection. But because this isn't a review of this, it's just a first look and opinion of this, which is stunning. This year I've gone mad on jigged bone. At the SHOT Show this year, the main knife I bought is this. Look at the hand jigging on this. Tell me that is also just completely sumptuous. The dyeing of the bone has been done beautifully. What can you say? It is flipping gorgeous. I love jigging. This has a long pull as well. It has a more traditional clip. Hand rub satin. So is this hand rub satin finish. Just beautiful. Stainless steel, which most custom slip joints are. There's very few that are not. You have brass liners and all. The norm is for the stainless steel. But absolutely adore this knife. And this is a UK maker. This is A. Brock. And I think you're going to hear some more about A. Brock this year, because I will definitely be getting another one. This is my first adventure into his repertoire of knives, but there will definitely be another one this year. I adore this. And hopefully, he said he's going to come on the channel on our podcast, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. And this year was a year of getting knives from home and abroad, but I always try to get more home than abroad. So here's another one I got from Xing. And I've also bought another knife from him at Sharp Show, and it's just getting a wee bit of work done to it now. I'll have it very shortly, and I'll be showing you that. This is another just amazing knife with hand jigging and hand dyeing. Look at that dyeing. Look at that dyeing all around the knife, that speckle in the dyeing. It just, rather than having it just white or cream, it just adds so much depth to it. And his hand jigging is amazing. It's really, really nice. This is in Magna Cut. Again, do I need it? No. No, I don't need it at all. This one's in RWL 34, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So they're great steels, absolutely super steels. As is this one, another knife I got this year, and this is just the most lickable knife I have ever had. Look at the depth of colour in that there, and that hand jigging again. You have to peel me off the ceiling when I get these out. I mean, look at that for a selection of knives. Here's another British maker. This is an American maker called Dean Robertson. This is Stephen Cocker, and this is I call it a half whittler, but oh my God, it is just, he does the hand jigging on these. It is stunning. A really, really stunning little knife. Beautiful. It's got the Wharncliffe and a wee pen blade. Look at that Wharncliffe. This is a proper whittling knife sitting at the side of the park and do a bit of whittling. Oh, mummy, I just threw it. There we go. So that's another stunner I got. And this is another, let me tell you, I have been so fortunate this year. I managed to buy this off somebody I know in the Facebook groups. And this is a Winchester black box. Look at that. It's a swell-centered coffin end. Just beautiful. Twin-bladed jackknife. Big pen. And also a spear, which is just beautiful. And these were made by Queen. Just a beautiful chance to get a new, I didn't get the box, but a brand new knife that just never been used, going back quite a few years now. And it just is, the fit and finish is immaculate. Another joy to have in my collection. It's about the third one I bought off that man. And honestly, what he says is just what you get. And then, again, this year, a case. This is the Tony Bowes special edition, as it comes in the lovely pouch and all that, and the cards with it. This is the best trapper. I'm not a great trapper lover. I wasn't a great trapper lover until this one. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful with that big swedge? That bone is just to die for. How could you not like something like that? These knives are the best worry stones. You just put them in your pocket and you stroke them, or I take them out when I'm watching TV. Fit and finish on this is really, really just perfect. And then the other blade is a Skinner blade, and it's an upswept blade. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And I think it's actually the shape of the blade. I don't think if you hold it and you hold that straight, I don't think it is actually upswept, but it's just the shape that really makes it look like that. But what a great Skinner for rabbits or hares. Will it get used to that? Absolutely not. No, 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 no. This is an expensive case, Tony Bowes, and you couldn't got a better knife. I couldn't have got a better knife. This was part of a trade this year, and just stunning. What else can I show you that I've got? Well, I got this as a gift as well. beautiful gift. Absolutely stunning. Little pen knife. And this one is made by T. Ellings from Sheffield. And this is the Vulcan, which is going back quite a few years again when these were made. And the jigging and the dyeing on this bone is to die for. It just is stunning. Not a very expensive knife to buy. Now, again, once I buy something, I don't go and look, is it more expensive? But I don't care. It's beautiful. It's in my collection. That's enough for me. And then this marbles. What a stunning knife. And I have a feeling that this was made by Queen as well, going back in the day when the GEC owner was the head man at Queen's. And what a stunning, just stunning knife. It is just, it's one of my favourites. Well, all of these are one of my favourites, to be honest. A little pen blade and a beautiful big master spear and an easy open for the main blade. Stunning. Just stunning. There we go. And last and not least this year, now most of these were either trades or gifts, or I've traded for them, or knives have been traded for something else I had. There's very few of these that money has even changed hand, which is amazing. That's the way I tend to run my channel, because that's the not even just a cheap, but it's the most sensible way to keep a channel going, because you have to have change. And I have changed so many knives over the years. But this is the Rifleman series for Rough Rider. And look at that checkering. It probably, well, I would say it's done by a machine, but that is just some of the nicest checkering you'll ever see. It's so precisely done. It is beautiful. And a different sort of jigging. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I had to show you today. This knife will get a review along with this one, because I haven't reviewed either of these two. I'm not even sure I've done a review on that. The case has to get reviewed yet. This one's to get reviewed, I think, again. But whatever it is, I've got plenty to show you over the next couple of months and heading into New Year. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I went on a bit in the beginning, but I do get embarrassed asking, and it's sort of, it's you know, it's that stage where, you know, I could do with a little bit of help, and I know that if you can, you will. I don't want anybody to do a monthly thing. If you want to donate a couple of pounds once a month, that would be fantastic, but I don't want anybody tied up. This is not the time in financial things for people to do that. So whatever you can give, a pound is absolutely, it's as much pleasure to me as anybody give me any amount of money. So thank you so much. I'm gone. Bye-bye.